We talk about classic movies all the time, but some are more classical than others, like this one. That's Dwayne. We're going to see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson here as the original superhero Hercules. The story is getting a reboot this weekend in a new movie version of the ancient Greek myth.
But at age 42, The Rock didn't just show up on set as usual. He is playing a demigod, and to look the part, he spent 22 weeks in a grueling training program. For more on that and other examples of Hollywood shapeshifters, we are joined this morning by Matt Singer, editor of the movie website, thedissolve.com. Matt, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
This seems like it's a normal thing now. We've seen so many actors go from heavy to thin and thin to heavy. Is it almost a prerequisite for a great role?
It kind of is at this point. It didn't used to be that way. It was pretty uncommon for a long time, but now it increasingly is almost seen as this indicator, not just of like the quality of a movie, but its importance.
Right.
It's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy because people look at it and they say, well, if this movie was a piece of junk, they would just throw on some makeup. They'd stick a pillow under their shirt. But look at what they did. Look at the sacrifices they made for this part. They ate nothing but used coffee filters for 6 months. This movie has to be amazing, right? If it wasn't, they wouldn't put themselves through it. And I think it lends this air of credibility and importance to a movie.
It often seems to lead to Oscar nominations, too.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's transformation. 22 weeks. What exactly did he do?
Because he was enormous to begin with.
He was pretty big to begin with, but he is so much bigger in this movie. You see him there. It's really insane. He ate 7 meals a day. Oh. He ate 3 pounds of meat and 14 eggs a day, was waking up in the middle of the night to eat, and was working out around the clock. He didn't sleep. I mean, just hearing that amount of food and exercise makes me nauseous and exhausted. So you can imagine what it was like to actually do those things for this movie.
He looks enormous in it, though, I have to say. And I know during the filming, he was constantly making sure he maintained that weight.
Right. It's not just, oh, well, now I'm making the movie, now I can relax. You have to maintain it, I think, for like 8 months. The entire shoot, you have to keep doing it. Otherwise, you'll be, you know, The Rock in one scene and you'll look like me in the next. So you have to constantly keep it up. And I've seen the movie. It's actually a lot of fun. And the fact that he is so big, it does lend a certain amount of credibility to this ridiculous stuff he's doing. He's like, I believe The Rock could knock over a mountain because he is that big.
Let's talk about some of your other favorite transformations. 1980, Robert De Niro in Raging Bull. What was the biggest change here? I
mean, that really is still the gold standard for these sorts of roles. And it was really a double transformation, right? Because he first got into incredible shape to play the boxing scenes. He gained 20 pounds of muscle. He worked out for a year to be the boxer, right? Then they shut down production for 4 months, and he went to Europe, and he did nothing but for 4 months but eat. Eat and eat and eat, and he came back 60 pounds heavier.
See, I'd take that part.
He won an Oscar. He certainly deserved it. But can you imagine getting an award for taking a 4-month food vacation in Europe?
I like that.
That's a good job. We might be in the wrong field if that's what it takes to win an Oscar.
I don't need CGI for that. I'll just do the eating. Next up, Tom Hanks in 2000 film Castaway.
Tom Hanks, another guy who's done a lot of transformations over the course of his career. This one was definitely the most extreme. He actually did like the reverse Raging Bull. He put on weight first. He gained like 40 pounds to play this middle-aged guy who's a little out of shape. And then they shut the film down for a whole year. The director actually went and made an entire other movie while he just sat and lost weight, starved himself, and also added the beard and the hair. That is real. That is not makeup. That's not a wig. And that might be the most impressive part of this transformation. Can you imagine going to the grocery store with that wig and that hair, and that beard? That can't be very fun.
Let's talk about Matthew McConaughey in the Dallas Buyers Club, because I remember when this movie came out, I read an article where he said, I kept losing weight till people started being afraid at how skinny I was. That's when I knew I had finally hit the nail on the head.
It really is shocking, and you can see him there. He lost, I think, 50 pounds. He went down to like 135 pounds. Supposedly he lost so much weight, he said that he couldn't see at times. It affected his vision. He couldn't do 5 push-ups without, without feeling exhausted. And he's playing a man who's dying of AIDS. So it really lends, again, a credibility to that performance where you see him and it's really shocking and jarring.
As dramatic as that transformation is, the most may be actually Christian Bale's performance in The Machinist in 2004.
Another guy, he might be like the modern De Niro in terms of the incredible lengths he goes to, and he's gone up and down. And The Machinist, he lost 60 pounds. I mean, his diet was literally like coffee and an apple or a can of tuna a day. It's really shocking. And he's gone up and down multiple times. I mean, he's almost as good at dieting as he is acting. You might want to consider that as maybe a second field, perhaps.
Well, a career skill.
Women are we're no strangers to dieting. So let's talk about some of the women and the incredible transformations. And I think everyone thinks of Charlize Theron in The Monster.
Yeah, absolutely. That was really, I mean, just so glamorous and beautiful when you see her. And then really this huge transformation. I think she gained about 30 pounds, and there is some makeup involved. And it's really about losing yourself in this character because she is such a glamorous woman that this is certainly not a glamorous film. So to play that part, you really, I think, have to disguise yourself, and she's almost unrecognizable there.
And she did win an Oscar.
And she did win an Oscar.
All right, Matt Singer, thanks so much for being with us this morning.